The clock ticks louder than it should. A small girl, Lena, 9 years old, sits cross-legged on the carpet, surrounded by the quiet wreckage of playtime long abandoned. A stuffed bear lies on its side. A doll with one shoe stares blankly at the ceiling. None of them move. Neither does she. From the kitchen, muffled voices. Then sharper. Then shouting. Lena's eyes flick toward the sound. She doesn't flinch. Doesn't cry. She just listens. A plate crashes. Then silence. Her mother's voice, trembling, tired, cuts through it. You think I want this life? Her father fires back, low, dangerous. You could have left any time. Lena hugs her knees tighter. The hum of the refrigerator fills the space between words, the kind of silence that presses on your chest until you can't breathe right. She should be asleep. She should be dreaming about birthday candles or her favorite cartoon. But instead, she's learning how to disappear without moving an inch. The light in the living room flickers once and steadies. Her gaze follows the shadows beneath the kitchen door, the silhouettes of her parents locked in a silent war. A tear pools in her eye but never falls. She wipes it away before it has the chance, like she's learned tears are dangerous, proof you still hope someone's listening. A voice, soft, older, like a memory speaking back to her, whispers. Some children grow up when they shouldn't have to. They learn to read silence like a language. They become adults before they ever learn to dream. Lena rises slowly, careful not to make a sound. Bare feet on cold tiles. She moves down the hallway and closes her bedroom door, gently, as if afraid the sound might shatter something that's already broken. Her stuffed bear lies behind her, one paw reaching out, frozen in time. But Lena doesn't turn back. And as the screen fades to black, the narrator's voice softens. If you've ever felt like you had to grow up too fast, stay with me, because what happens next might just remind you it's never too late to find that lost child again. Watch till the end, and don't forget to subscribe. This story, it's just beginning. Morning comes quietly, like it's afraid to wake the house. The sunlight slips through the curtains, but it feels dim, heavy, almost hesitant. Lena moves through the kitchen on tiptoe. She's still wearing her pajamas, hair tangled, eyes older than her age. On the table, last night's dishes, crusted with cold food. A cracked mug, bills scattered like tiny reminders of chaos. Her parents are still sleeping, or pretending to. The air feels like the moment before a storm. She starts cleaning. One plate, then another. She hums softly, not because she's happy, but because she hopes the sound might keep the silence from turning into something worse. Down the hall, her little brother starts crying. That soft, helpless wail that only a child can make. She rushes to him. Her mother doesn't move. Her father sighs, rolls over. So Lena lifts the boy into her arms, rocks him gently, whispers, "It's okay. It's okay." The baby quiets. Lena doesn't. Her hands shake a little as she pats his back, eyes darting toward her parents' closed door. The one that's always half cracked but never open. This is how mornings go now. She cleans before school. She pours cereal for 2. She checks the clock like an adult who already understands what being late means. And in her tiny heart, something solid begins to form. A belief she never asked for. If I do everything right, maybe they'll stop fighting. If I keep the peace, maybe they'll love me enough to stay calm. That's how it starts, not with words, but with habits. With a child learning that love is not safety, it's service. That the only way to be wanted is to be useful. The scene lingers on her face, quiet determination hiding exhaustion. She brushes a strand of hair from her brother's forehead and forces a small smile. The narrator's voice returns, low and intimate. They call it parentification. When a child becomes the adults can't be. When you start carrying hearts that were never yours to fix. Watch till the end, because this is where the cost of growing up too soon begins to show. Lena stands at the sink, washing dishes she didn't dirty. Outside, children laugh as they walk to school, backpacks bouncing, carefree voices cutting through the morning air. She watches them through the window for a moment, then looks down. The water runs over her hands, warm at first, then cold. She doesn't notice the change. The bell rings for recess. Chairs scrape against the floor. The classroom erupts in laughter, sneakers pounding, voices spilling into the hallway like music. But not Lena. She stays behind. She moves between desks, stacking books, straightening papers that aren't hers. A small act of order in a world that never gives her any. The teacher looks up, smiling kindly. Lena, you don't have to do that, sweetheart. Go play. Lena shrugs, her voice small but steady. I like helping. The teacher nods, the kind of nod adults give when they think they've met an old soul. Such a mature little girl, she says softly. So responsible, so composed. Lena forces a smile. That word, macho, lands like a medal on her chest, heavy but shiny. She doesn't know yet that it's the kind of praise that costs you something. Through the window, she watches the other kids run across the playground. They are shouting, falling, laughing too loud, the kind of joy that has no fear in it. One girl calls out, Lena, come play tag. Lena waves back but stays where she is, her hand still clutching the rag she used to wipe the chalkboard. She tells herself she's fine, that she doesn't need to play. But deep down, something whispers, if I act like them, I'll fall apart. She looks around the empty classroom, sunlight spilling across the desks. Her reflection wavers faintly in the glass, a child's face framed by grown-up stillness. The teacher leaves. For a second, the world is quiet again, too quiet. Lena closes her eyes and exhales slowly, the way she's seen her mother do after crying. The narrator's voice fades in, low and steady. They called her mature, but they didn't see the fear behind her calm. They didn't see that responsible was just another word for alone. Some children don't play because they forget how. Others, because they were never allowed to learn. Outside, the bell rings again, recess over. The other kids rush back in, sweaty and smiling, carrying pieces of laughter Lena can't quite touch. She sits back at her desk, quietly folding her hands, pretending not to notice the space that's always between her and them. Stay with me, the narrator whispers, almost like a secret. Because soon, the mask she built to survive is going to start cracking. And when it does, everything she's been holding together might finally break apart. Night settles over the house like a blanket that's a little too thin. The lights are dim. The air hums with a soft rhythm of exhaustion. Lena sits on the edge of her little brother's bed. He's already half asleep, clutching the corner of his blanket, eyelids fluttering. She smooths his hair and whispers, Once upon a time. The story isn't from a book. She makes it up as she goes, about a brave bear who protects his forest even when the storms get loud. Her voice is calm, steady, like she's rehearsed it 1,000 times. Because maybe she has. By the time the bear defeats the storm, her brother's breathing slows. He's safe, peaceful. At least someone gets to dream tonight. Lena lingers a little longer, watching him, the rise and fall of his tiny chest, the soft curve of his cheek. Then she stands and walks to her own bed in the next room. The house is quiet now, too quiet, that kind of silence that hums in your bones. She lies down, staring up at the ceiling, hands folded on her stomach like someone trying to keep herself from unraveling. In the dark, the sounds replay, her parents' arguments, the slam of a door, the teacher's voice calling her mature. The laughter she didn't join. All of it loops in her mind like a film she can't stop watching. Tick, tick, tick. The clock on the wall fills the silence. Each second feels like something slipping away, time she's never really lived. Her eyes trace the shadows across the ceiling. They stretch, shift, move with the rhythm of headlights passing outside. For a moment, one shape looks almost like the outline of a small girl reaching out her hand, the kind of shadow that makes you wonder if it's trying to comfort her or remind her what she's lost. Lena turns on her side, pulling the blanket to her chin. Her lips move without sound. Maybe a prayer, maybe just a whisper to no one. Please, no fighting tomorrow. Her eyes stay open long after the world outside has gone still. The tick of the clock slows in her mind, becoming something else entirely, a heartbeat she can't control. And the narrator's voice, soft and close now, almost like it's sitting beside her, says, This is how children learn to disappear. Not by running away, but by staying so quiet the world forgets to notice them. But every silence has an echo, and one day, hairs will start to speak. The screen fades slowly, the dim light catching her open eyes, wide awake in the dark. Don't look away, the voice whispers, because this is where the story begins to change. Watch till the end. She's not done fighting yet. Morning light spills through the curtains, soft and golden, the kind that makes everything look gentle, even when it isn't. Lena's older now, 15, maybe 16. Her uniform is spotless, hair neatly tied back, eyes calm, too calm. Her alarm clock has never had to wake her. She's been up for hours, studying, folding laundry, checking on her little brother's lunchbox before school. From the outside, she looks like she's figured life out early. Teachers call her responsible. Neighbors call her mature. Relatives shake their heads and say, "That girl, she's the rock of her family." But rocks don't feel. They just stand there, weathering storms of silence. At school, she answers questions before anyone else. Always polite, always prepared. When the teacher asks how she's doing, she smiles and says, "I'm fine." She always says fine. It's easier than explaining that she doesn't know what she actually feels anymore. After class, friends chatter around her. Gossip, music, jokes, weekend plans. Lena laughs when they do. Times her smiles to theirs like a rhythm she's learned to mimic. Inside, she's somewhere else. Scanning, calculating, holding herself together. Because when you've spent your life walking on emotional glass, peace feels suspicious. She doesn't relax. She monitors. Always ready. Always in control. That control becomes her armor. Neat grades, quiet voice, perfect posture. No cracks. No noise. She's the kind of girl everyone trusts, but no one really sees. One teacher pulls her aside after class. "You're doing so well, Lena. You're a leader, dependable, composed. You should be proud." She nods. "Thank you." But inside, her chest tightens. She wants to scream, "I'm tired." But the words never make it past her throat. Later, at home, her mother's voice echoes from the next room, sharp, brittle, demanding. Her father doesn't answer. The argument simmers under the surface, as it always does. Lena sets the table quietly, keeps her eyes down, keeps the peace. Because that's her job, the invisible glue, the quiet manager of everyone's chaos. She's not a daughter anymore. She's a stabilizer. But when she's alone in her room, the mask slips, just for a second. She sits on the floor, knees drawn to her chest, breath shallow. Her reflection in the mirror stays back, calm on the outside, breaking underneath. If I let go for even 1 second, everything might fall apart. The narrator's voice returns, gentle, almost aching. This is what hyper-independence looks like. When survival becomes a habit, and asking for help feels like danger. When the fear of falling apart keeps you from ever feeling whole. A knock at the door. Her little brother. "Lena, can you help me with my homework?" She swallows hard, wipes her eyes, and opens the door with that same steady smile. "Of course," she says. Because even now, even when she's running on empty, she only knows how to give. The camera lingers on her face as she helps him. Calm, patient, kind. No one would guess she's breaking. That's the thing about masks. They don't just hide you. They start to become you. "Stay till the end," the narrator whispers, fading into the quiet. Because when her mask finally cracks, the truth underneath will change everything. The night is still. Lena sits at a desk, surrounded by neat stacks of books, highlighters, and perfect notes. Her kingdom of control. The only light comes from the desk lamp, casting a small circle of gold on the paper. Her pen stops mid-sentence. Her hand trembles, just slightly. The silence presses in, and suddenly, the walls of her room feel too close. She exhales and closes her eyes. And like a crack in glass, the past seeps through. A quick flash, young Elena, maybe 7 years old, sitting on the floor, tears streaming down her face. Her mother's voice cuts through the air. "Stop crying, baby. Be strong. You're my big girl, remember?" The little girl nods, biting her lip hard enough to stop the sobs. Her mother hugs her, but it's rushed, distracted, full of her own sadness. The scene blares, replaced by another. 8-year-old Lena, standing in front of her father, holding a report card. She's proud, all A's. He nods once, barely looking up. "Good. That's what you're supposed to do." No smile, no warmth, just expectation. The memory shifts again. A broken plate on the floor. Her parents shouting. Little Lena standing frozen in the hallway, whispering to herself, "Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry." And she didn't. Not then. Not for years after. Back in the present, teenage Lena opens her eyes. Her reflection in the desk mirror catches her. Same blank calm, same steady face. She stares at herself for a long time. So that's what strong meant. Not brave, not unshakable, just silent. She leans closer to the mirror, her breath fogging the glass. For a heartbeat, she sees the little girl again, the one she buried under all that composure, the one who still wants to cry. The image fades. Only her face remains, the practiced calm of someone who's forgotten how to fall apart safely. A single tear slips down her cheek before she even realizes it. She wipes it away fast. Habit, reflex, survival. The narrator's voice returns, low and intimate. They told her strength meant silence, that holding it together was the same as being okay. But silence isn't strength. It's just a wound that learned how to stay quiet. Lena takes a shaky breath, presses her palms against her eyes, and whispers to no one, "I'm so tired of being strong." The room stays still. No one answers. Just the hum of the lamp, the ticking of time, and the echo of all the times she was told not to feel. "Don't go yet," the narrator whispers softly, like it's a secret shed between two survivors. Because the cracks she's hiding are about to show the light trying to get through. The house smells like coffee and tension. That sharp, bitter kind of smell that clings to the air after a long argument. Lena stands in the doorway of the living room. Her mother is sitting on the couch, eyes red, tissues scattered like fallen petals. Another fight, another broken promise, another storm that left its mark. "Lena, sweetheart, can you come here?" her mother asks, voice cracking on the edges. Lena moves closer, quiet as always. She sits beside her mother, hands folded neatly in her lap. Her mother grabs them, holding tight, as if Lena's small calm might somehow keep her from shattering completely. I don't know what to do anymore," she says between sobs. Her words tumble out like glass, sharp, jagged, desperate. He doesn't understand. No one does. "I can't take it anymore." Lena nods, listens, just like she always does. She knows the rhythm by heart. Wait for the tears. Say something kind. Make it sound like hope. That's her role. The quiet rescuer. The emotional sponge. But as her mother cries, something inside Lena feels off. Empty. The sound of crying used to make her ache, used to make her want to help, to comfort, to fix. Now it just sounds far away, like it's happening underwater. Like she's not even in the room. Her mother leans on her shoulder. Lena wraps her arm around her automatically. Muscle memory of love. But inside, she feels nothing. Just a still, hollow space where empathy used to live. Why can't I feel anything? Why can't I cry anymore? Her throat tightens, not from tears, but from the absence of them. Her eyes burn, but nothing comes. It's as if all her emotions have been stored in a locked room somewhere deep inside, and she's forgotten where the key is. Her mother exhales, whispering, "You're such a good girl, Lena. I don't know what I'd do without you." Lena smiles faintly, the same smile she's worn for years. But the words echo in her chest like a curse. "What would you do without me? Maybe I don't know what I'd be without you." She sits there long after her mother has stopped crying, long after the house has gone still again. The lamp hums softly beside them. Her fingers trace invisible circles on her jeans. "I can't cry, not even when I want to." The narrator's voice returns, calm, quiet, breaking slightly at the edges. And that's how it starts, the slow death of feeling. When you spend so long being the strong one, you forget how to be the soft one. When comfort becomes your language, but no one ever teaches you how to receive it back. Lena gets up gently, kisses her mother's forehead, and walks to her room. She closes the door, leans her head against it, eyes open wide, dry, tired, lost. Outside, thunder rumbles faintly in the distance. Inside, it's silent. "Stay till the end," the narrator whispers, almost like a promise. Because soon, the numbness she hides will meet the truth she's been running from, and that moment will change everything.